poor caretaker. I fear his long-standing duties here have affected him.
Hello everyone, welcome back to some more Let's Play Darkest Dungeon with me, your host Tim. Remember, this is a modded version of the game. You can go ahead and take a look at Red Hook's stance on mods and their game by going down into this video's description, where I will put a link down there. Okay everyone, so, oh yeah, right, also remember that I'm going to be talking about the mod for the first part of this video. Then we'll be doing town stuff, excuse me, drinking too much soda, and then we will be out adventuring. You can go ahead and go down to the comments section, where I will have placed a comment on this video, which will have some timestamps, which will allow you to skip over the things you don't care about, and get to the parts that do. Now, right, so let's go ahead and talk about the mod for a little bit first. And remember, again, everyone, please check the comments at the very least. Like, sometimes I could go on about my mod for like 20 minutes, so please check the comments if you don't care about certain things. I beg you, because the last thing I want to do is have someone who is bored watching this stuff. Okay, so for the mod, a heads up that if you had the mod through the Nexus site, you probably want to download the most recent version. And of course, always back up your save file first, just in case I've messed something up. Obviously, I'm here in town, and I check it with my other save spots to make sure everything seems to be working correctly. But I'm mentioning this because a subscriber to the workshop version of LUNM mentioned how something looked wrong with the Musketeer. She didn't seem like she was showing up in a certain place. When I double-checked the game files, everything looked correct, except for her hero info file. The game would allow you to keep the Musketeer if you had somehow had one. However, she had something in her info file which said generation enabled, and it was turned off. So I turned it on. This means that she probably would never have shown up in the stagecoach, but now she should start showing up. If you've downloaded the mod from Nexus, grab the latest version of LUNM and install it again. And if you have it on Workshop, either the normal version of LUNM on the Workshop or the stressless version of it, I updated those files last night. That would be, I think, June 22nd? Today's a Saturday. I think the second to last, June 20th something is Saturday. So go, you should get that update automatically if you're a Workshop subscriber to the mod. Okay, so I haven't changed anything in the mod yet. We probably have some new people in the stagecoach, and we'll talk about them in a few seconds. First, I would like to talk about some one second, everyone. Okay, everyone, sorry for the interruption right here. This is like the 30th time I'm recording this bit because I ramble on for too long about this. But I really need to talk about some of the game balance really quick. So, Mikolaj Marsalek had some good ideas about about adding some buffs to some of the creatures. Because, hey, the creatures don't have any buffs. The creatures generally just attack, and even then they have like one attack ability depending upon their rank. And that tends to be all they use, right? Like the Bone Courtier, all he does is just throw his wine on people, unless he's in the front and he stabs people instead. Or the Groupers, all they do is attack, attack, attack. They don't have anything else miscellaneous about them. And the same thing with like the Brawler and the Skeleton Militia, and a lot of these creatures, all they do is attack. And so it'd be neat to give them miscellaneous abilities to make them more threatening. And self-buffs are a way to do that. However, and see, I feel so bad saying however here, I need to talk about the game balance overall and why I haven't added any self-buffs to creatures. I really want to. I really do. But I don't know if I can. And it's not because I can't actually physically do it. Like, I can go in the game files, I can make a creature decide to use a self-buff, no problem. But I haven't done it. And the reason for this is because of how the game is balanced overall. Be right back. I want to save that part. Hey everyone! Alright, hello. Welcome to the Darkest Dungeon title screen. This is because this is take 78 on this part. And my original take on it, I was not happy with after watching it. I rambled on for too long, and I didn't quite get it right. Especially because halfway through talking about creature self-buffs and the overarching balance about why I don't think any creature has self-buffs, I actually changed my mind after reconsidering it. And so, we're out here, by the way, in this screen, really quick, because at this time, I've already finished week 4 This is recorded. I'm recording this bit right now at 7:58 at night. When we cut back into the estate, it will have been like 8 something in the morning. This is taking me 3 hours to get this part. I keep messing it up. All right, hold on one second. I'm going to save this at least as well. Okay, so self buffs and creatures. Originally, I was extremely hesitant to add any self buff to any creature in Darkest Dungeon. No creature in Darkest Dungeon has a self buff that I'm aware of at this moment. Again, I haven't stepped into the courtyard, so I don't know if any there have one. And if they do have one in there, I'm suspecting that the creature that has it has multiple attacks per round. It can spend one of them to give itself a buff, and then it goes all out and does whatever else it needs to do, right? This is because creatures need to constantly attack the heroes in order to be dangerous for the vast majority of the creatures. I mean, almost all of them. The exception is a few creatures, and even those abilities generally summon other creatures. This is because the monsters will win through attrition. They can slowly whittle down the hero's resources, depending upon what heroes you have with you, and cause stress and or damage, and they need to keep attacking to do that. If a monster decides to use a self buff, the problem there is that the self buff it uses had better well damn be good enough to warrant it deciding to use it and make up for not attacking. And on that same note, it can't be too powerful to be frustrating to the players. And so it's very difficult for me to think of a way that should work. I can't think of one easily. So in that regard, originally I was very hesitant to add any self buffs to the creatures. But thinking about it now, no, we can do something for the Pelagic groupers. And I like the ideas that Mikolaj Marsalek suggested for the two buffs that were to be added, or the ideas he had to improve the Pelagic groupers, or give them some variety is the best way to describe it, right? Because everything does attack. It would be neat if the creatures could do more than just attack. And so, with that in mind, I'm thinking of combining the two self buffs that Mikolaj suggested into one buff and tweaking the values slightly that he had. So Mikolaj, I believe one of your abilities was called Rough Waters, and this would have the grouper gain riposte. It would suffer a minus 25% damage debuff and gain 15 dodge. Now, for that buff, I love the idea of giving riposte to the groupers. That is a great idea, because you definitely want to kill the groupers. You're not going to let them sit around for a turn and not try to attack them. And riposte is a great deterrent. It's a great punishment to the players, because, sure, it gave up its attack, and it might hit you in return for hitting it. But if it does so, it'll also do less damage. And I'm thinking the riposte should probably only, what do you think, last 1 round? Maybe 2 rounds at most. Definitely not 3. Most creatures' ripostes last 1 or 2 rounds, to my knowledge. And the minus 25% damage, I like that as well. Because if it uses it, you don't want it to be too strong. And this is especially true because the Pelagic Shamans can buff that grouper with Call of the Deep. And then that guy's got a lot of accuracy and a great deal more damage. So I think we will try to do this. We'll give the Pelagic groupers riposte and a damage debuff when they use it. I'm not sure how long the riposte should be for. I'm thinking 1 round only. So basically the Pelagic grouper uses the ability, and he gains for 1 round, that is until he gets to go again, riposte and the damage buff. The dodge buff, though, I can't give him that. 15 dodge is too much dodge from my mod to give a Pelagic grouper. It's just too much. All of my heroes lost anywhere from 10 to 15 accuracy on their abilities. They have generally probably a 73 to 78% chance to hit groupers. So a 15% less when they have a 53% chance, I think that's too much. So I would strip the dodge out of that ability. Now, it's not very good alone just to have riposte with a damage debuff. That doesn't do enough to the poor grouper. So what I'm thinking is that combining your other ability called Shark Teeth somewhat into this ability. So Shark Teeth was 20% damage, 5 accuracy, and 5% crit, and the creature marks itself. So because we're taking the damage debuff, I wouldn't be able to add a damage buff to the creature. But I'm thinking that we can give it an accuracy and crit buff to make up for it. We would give it only 5, well, maybe 10 accuracy, 7 accuracy, and 5% to crit. And it wouldn't mark itself. And I would roll those abilities into Rough Waters as well. So he gains riposte and damage penalty, which would fade away after 1 round, and then he'd keep the accuracy and crit buff on himself for 3 rounds after he decided to use it. Or two additional rounds. So he would benefit from that buff for 2 turns. What do you think? Do you think that... I think that sounds good? And the reason why I don't want to give him any damage buff and why the accuracy and crit should be low is because the grouper does a great deal of damage already, and if I give him a damage debuff and the shaman casts Call the Deep on him, he will do like 150% damage and have a massive chance to crit. And that can be very frightening. And maybe that's not a bad thing to see, but I'm very hesitant to doing that to the guy. And I'm thinking the accuracy can increase by 2 points and then 3 points at veteran and then champion level dungeons. So what do you think? You get your post for a round, accuracy buff, and then a crit buff. Their post and damage debuff fade away, and the accuracy and crit stay. That's what I'm thinking. And Michelangelo, what would you like it called? Rough Waters or Shark Teeth or a new ability? And if you don't like that, by all means, please let me know in the comments. And anyone else, what do you think? Because I think I'm totally going to do this. I'll try to get the Pelagic Groupers all set up with this ability before we head into the Cove tomorrow or so. All right, so I'm going to check the list and see how it came out. I'll be right back, everyone. Okay, everyone, I like how that came out. And of course, if you guys think about making it a little better or what have you, can also let me know here. By all means, I love hearing advice, and I love hearing the ideas that you guys have, and I would love to add them to the game somehow. I just have to keep in mind what the balance should be for my mod on that note. And on that note, I think we're done. So we're going to cut back to the original video, in which I just had finished talking about self-buffs and my original take on self-buffs, and then we'll go and see the result of that adventure. All right, everyone, let's cut back to your regularly scheduled video. Okay, so with the buffs covered, let's go ahead now and look at the stagecoach, and we'll take a look and see what heroes we have and how I changed them, if any of them are new. And we have some new heroes. We have the Grave Robber and the Jester. So let's cover these guys really quick. Or these 2 ladies and the Jester. Okay, so the Grave Robber's stats, I don't believe, are altered from the base game, and the accuracy on her abilities is actually higher than... Well, a lot of my heroes saw a decrease in accuracy to their abilities, like the Highwayman lost 10%. I don't think I lowered the Grave Robber's abilities. Most of hers are going to be in the 90s to make up, because I wanted her feeling a little unique. So she's good at actually landing hits on the enemies, compared to better than all the other heroes in my mod. So Pick to the Face, I think the position she can use it from and the enemy positions is exactly the same, but I might have made it a little better position-wise than the base game. And as you can see, it has a 5% prot debuff associated with it. There's Lunge. I think this is unchanged from the base game. Flashing Daggers. I think I changed the damage mod to minus 33%. I think in the base game this was minus 40%. I did it because I was used to that amount of damage from ages ago when this was in beta, and when Red Hook did the damage a little bit differently, I decided to undo it. Shadow Fade I think it's exactly the same as it is in the base game. Thrown Dagger in my mod cannot strike the first position, and I want to say it can be used from the second position in my mod, but can't from the base game, but I can't remember if that's the case. Poison Darts has been reworked a little bit. It actually does some decent damage in my mod as opposed to the base game. It can crit. I don't know if it can crit in the base game. As you can see, instead of the Blight debuff, it actually adds a bleed instead. And does it do more Blight damage in my mod? I can't remember. But I didn't like the Blight debuff. You generally don't have problems using Blight abilities on creatures that should be blighted. And you can give her a trinket if you really want the extra Blight percentage to be added to the creature. But I felt that it should have a bleed effect. And so there you have it. A weak bleed and a strong blight. And Toxin Trickery remains the same. And her abilities down here are a little different than they are in the base game. I say a little different. They're different. For the Jester, his Dirk Stab has a 10% damage mod in my game. I think it's a 0% in the base. Harvest damage went from, I think it's negative 80 or like 76 or 67 in the base game. It's 50% in mine. And I think that's the only difference. Mine also does 2 damage each round for 3 rounds. The base game might do 1 damage at rank 1. I can't remember. It might do the same for bleed though. I think at the highest rank, this also bleeds for 1 more turn for 4 rounds instead of 3 rounds. For Finale, the damage, dodge, and accuracy debuff was reduced in strength by half. So instead of minus 40, minus 5, and minus 10, it's, as you can see, it's minus 20, minus 5, and minus 5. I think I added more crit to it, but I don't remember. Solo. So in the base game, I think Solo's damage mod is minus 95. It might be minus 90. It minus 85, which doesn't matter too much. But as you level it, the damage mod continues to get better, which is to say that it goes from negative 85 to negative 80, then negative 75, negative 70, and finally at rank 5, it is at negative 65% damage. So it sees slightly more damage each time you level it. The accuracy chance in my mod is 90%. I think in the base game it's 60 or 70. But the self buff is not plus 5 speed, it's only plus 2. I think it goes up 1 speed per level. I did this because I made a trinket for him, which greatly increases his range damage. So it's a plus 100% damage, making Solo a decent damage ability. Then we have Slice Off. Right, so Slice Off in my mod lasts for 4 rounds to bleed instead of 3, and it can also hit the person in the front rank. I might actually change that back down to 3 points for 3 rounds. It also, the damage mod was changed from minus 40% I think in the base game to minus 25 in mine. Battle Ballad and Inspiring Tune are exactly the same, and his camping skills are also different. Okay, I'm going to save this really quick, everyone, make sure it came out okay. I'll be right back. Okay, right, so I think that's good for the mod-related things. Let's go ahead and now do the town stuff, and if you clicked on the link to skip ahead to the town stuff, welcome to the town stuff. Okay, so we've just seen that there's some grave robbers and a jester on the stagecoach, so I'm going to hire at least one of them. So I need to make up my mind over here who I'm keeping and who I'm not, because we're out of space. We could increase the stagecoach capacity by maybe selling some crests, because I think we need 1 more deed in my mod to increase our... Yeah, we need 1 more deed, so we could do that. But I already see, at least I'm not going to keep Talipid. So let's look at the heroes now who ended their missions, what they picked up. So Mallet is another Vestal. She locked Gambler. That's not terrible. Actually, she was with us from the previous mission as well. She's still stressed out, so she needs to go gamble again. I need to make up my mind if I'm going to keep her, actually. So we're not going to keep Talpied. He requires a lot of work. He's got to be put into the flagellation area twice if we want to get his stress down to reasonable levels, because he'll lose like 50% probably the first time. I'm thinking because of the town event where it's less effective. But he's expensive to cure, and he locked Nocturnal. And I prefer adventuring in full light when we're low level. So although these are good, these are very good for him, I'm not going to keep him. I'm just not gonna. So let's go ahead and drop him. He's going to be too expensive to cure.
Send this one to journey elsewhere, for we have need of sterner stock.
For Voxpont, I do like seeing someone who has some disease resistance and lots of debuff resistance on a Plague Doctor. These are pretty decent. We have some decent trinkets, because we should take these off. Calm, I don't care about Calm on a Plague Doctor. We can always drop Incision if I want to give her something else instead. So we may end up keeping her, so we're going to think about that. Ronolin is tough and cautious. I like these on a Hellion. I think I want to lock Cautious for that move resistance, so she can't be moved out of position 1. Hit points are also good, and she didn't lock Bloodthirsty, so I think we'll keep her. We're going to throw her into the disease recovery area and get rid of that tetanus. Oh, 1 second. Want to make sure I got the name right. Petrification mentioned that when a hero decides to self-interact with a curio, you can actually use a item from your inventory, and the hero will end up using it when you interact with that curio. I will give that a chance the next time one of my heroes automatically interact with something. I never made the attempt before. I just thought you weren't ever able to because you don't get the prompt showing up to let you place one of these items in the curio interact with slot. But I'll make the attempt next time. I just wanted to mention it before I forgot. Alright, anyway. And I mentioned that because Ralian here has Bloodthirsty, which makes her interact with torture curios. So if I had maybe used that medicinal herb, it would let her use the medicinal herb there if I got a chance to put it somewhere on the screen. So we'll make the attempt next time someone interacts with something, and if I have the item which would let me interact with it safely. Alright, now Polestorm, definitely keeping him because he has Eldritch Hater, and I spent money getting rid of a negative quirk, so we're going to keep him around. Dismiss, quick reflexes. We're keeping you. Let's get some stress recovery for you. Am I keeping Mallet? I've already spent money on her, but I don't like the idea of sunk cost. She does have Unholy Slayer, which is very nice. I think we should keep her. We're gonna want more low-level healers anyway. Now, am I keeping Viewpont? You locked Bad Gambler. I will want the second Plague Doctor, but she has to go in for Flagellation. Again, it's more money. I'll have almost no money left after that. Let's think about it. For over here now, let's check the heroes. I don't need another. I'm not going to take him anyway. Fear of Mankind is terrible. I really don't like that on a Crusader. And Natural Eye does not help anything he's got. Actually, no, it helps Zealous Accusation. But no, I'm not no, I don't need a third Crusader. I really don't, so I'm not going to take him. What do you have for abilities? Fast Healer. +1 speed is useful. Did different in my mod. I added +1 speed to it, in addition to +10 healing skills. Journal. Oh god, can't venture in the dark. Reflective Curios are things like the Confessional and/or Fountains. And 10% healing received. No, I don't think I like you, Lawet. I'm not taking you. Oh, hello. Light sensitive, so that's bad. Okay, don't send her to Warrens and Cove. Other than that, oh, Unholy Curios is also bad depending upon where we go. Especially if we're in the... Oh, well, that actually won't affect us too much in the way... No, the Wield would affect us with the... weird shaman shrine thing. So we have to be careful of that. This is nice, though. I like seeing those on a grave robber, so we will probably take her.
To those with a keen eye, gold gleams like a dagger's point.
I'm not. You know what? I'm not going to keep Vox Point. While I really like these two positive quirks on her, I don't like that she locked Bad Gambler, and it's just going to take too much effort to cure her, so she's gone.
Suffer not the lame horse, nor the broken man.
And our Jester. Oh, nice. That is fantastic. I like seeing that. Oh, that's 5% low resistance. He's faithless, and he has Hero Mania? What? Hero Mania basically thinks, if I remember Hero Mania's description, it's that you're obsessed with sainthood. But he won't pray or flagellate. I guess he's his own saint. He's the master of his own ship, as it were. We'll take him with us, I think. Yeah, I really like On Guard with a Jester. This isn't... I mean, they're bad. Again, I made all the quirks a little worse. We'll grab him. Oh, I made the bad quirks worse.
Ye will be laughing still at the end.
Okay. So now let's, I guess, go adventuring? Yeah, let's get out there. So, let's do it. Oh, is there anything else I want to do in town? I don't think so. I want to hold on to the money that I can make up for the quest if we start losing people. Okay, we've got the Apprentice Necromancer here. We might be able to go after him. The Demon's Cauldron is always very nice. Actually looks really phenomenally good. I probably should weaken that a little bit. Anyway, so we could go here, but I'm thinking we'll probably go to the Weld. We need the deeds so I can get more roster and begin looking at getting the blacksmith. I prefer going after bosses when I have level 2 people as well. Yeah, I think we'll do the Weld, or Wield, instead. What abilities do you have? You want to be in the 3rd spot, Sackerville. Postal, what do I take? Reynold. Oh god, so many negative quirks on you, Reynold. You know, I'm probably going to drop him, in all honesty. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm going to drop him. I'm going to take Postal instead here. Oh, I need to use the restroom really quick. Hold on, everyone. I'll be right back. Okay, back. Sorry about all the interruptions this morning, everyone. Alright, so who else are we taking? Oh, who else are you taking, Tim? You don't have another frontline person. Unless you want to take Reynold. God, I hate all these negative quirks. Deviant Taste, God Free's not bad. Slow draw locking is bad, but he can get around it. I don't want to take him because of this ability. This and Deviant Tastes are going to have him interact with too many things. But I need another frontline fighter. We can I guess, bring you with us. Okay, we'll bring Gravestun with us, and then we'll bring Neville as our healer. Okay, let's... Maybe I should bring Reynolds instead? No, I want the experience on our new guy. I'm not a fan of bringing multiples of the same class on a mission as well. I just don't do it. There's nothing wrong with it, but I'll always try to avoid doing so. All right, let's do this. It's been a while since I've been in the... Oh, we have 1 blood, so it's showing up here. Interesting. All right, well, I don't think I need to bring it here. All right, so we're bringing all this with me. We have a shovel. I'll want probably 2 more just to be safe. A single key is fine. We don't need any real hold the water here, but we'll obviously bring 2. I think we'll bring 4 anti-venom, 2 bandages, 1 medicinal herb, and then 12 food. Enough for 3 food checks. For torches, we'll also bring 6 torches with us. I'd say let's bring a 7th just to be safe. Mostly I'm bringing these, not so much for the anti-venom as for the interaction with other things, like the curios. Alright, this is a group team that can't take too much damage, so be aware of that. You can get rid of some stress if you need to with Inspiring Cry, so keep that in mind as well. All right, well let's get started. Unless, you know, maybe I should bring Reynold instead of this guy. Reynold does have Bulwark of Faith, which you can throw in the person in rank 2 to protect that person. So many quirks. Sure, we'll bring Reynold instead. Bring 1 more key at least. I don't need a 2nd key, Tim, not here. And then you wanted 7 torches. And I think this is... Oh, another bandage? We might find bandages. Oh, we could end up getting bled a bit in here, too. I guess we will take a 2nd bandage. Do I want a 3rd shovel? I'll take a 3rd shovel. And we'll sell a bandage instead. Okay, so here we go. I can't believe I'm bringing Reynold with us, but this does give us 2 level 1s. if Reynolds ends up with a bunch of negative stuff, like if he lost another one of these horrible ones, then we will just drop him after this. But he'll be useful here because of Bulwark of Faith, which is a guard ability in my mod, and that's going to be really flippin' useful if we end up getting marked in the front. So we'll do that. All right, let's do it. I'm gonna hate this already, bringing Reynolds with me. Oh, right. I always want to cry is the gentleman's name for the gesture, and you asked for a different color palette.
Corruption has soaked the soil, sapping all good life from these groves. Let us burn out this evil.
Well, we're not gonna go left. That will let me hold on to a shovel. Actually, we'll work on the color palette when we're done. Once I decide if I'm saving Sacraville or not. All right, well, let's get going. All right, no traps to start with. Hello.
Nature herself, a victim to the spreading corruption, malformed with misintent.
Okay, 3-room battle, 5 fights total. This group should be able to handle 5 fights. God, I hope they can handle 5 fights. And only 1 trap to worry about. Okay, might have oversupplied for this. Okay, this is bandages. Let's go ahead and use one. Makes up the cost for the bandage. Keep going. I think that will be good. 1 torch only. Then we'll torch completely here. And that will give me enough torches to get to the end, I think. Okay. I think dogs are unchanged. I might have given them 2 more hit points. Don't quote me on that. Otherwise, they're the same as they are in the base game. I might have lowered the dodge a little bit, but I'm not entirely sure. The fungal scratcher's protection was lowered somewhat greatly in my mod. I think they have like 40% in the base game. It's only 20% in mine. And I gave them, I think, 2 or 3 more hit points to make up for it. The fungal artillery, I lowered their prot from 15 to 10. And when they're up front, they have a chance to disease you with their ability that makes them get away, in addition to the disease attempt they can get on you when they shoot you from long range. So they're a little more dangerous up front than they used to be. Okay, well, let's start. So, I'd love to kill the dog first. Can we stun it? Let's actually get it on to stun on the fungal scratcher. Or not.
The blood quickens.
Not off to a great start. Ooh, good dodge, thank goodness for that. Let's try stunning again. A different creature this time. Oh god, 6 damage. So these guys have their mark target also puts a protection debuff on the player that got marked.
Be gone, fiend.
Okay. Let's begin working on the big guy. If I can kill it before it gets to go, it won't matter that he got that marked targets on him. But I also want to stun one of the guys back here.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
There's a chance to disease you with that. Oh! Or, yes, there is. Yep. Cure and Blight. Know all about that already. Still won't quite die.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
I'm gonna have to change that. In fact, I'm gonna write that down right now.
Diminished.
I'm gonna change him so that he won't use Mark Prey if he's the only creature left. If only left, don't use. Let's kill a tiny bit with you, sir.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
And a little bit of money. But that battle wasn't so tough. Only one more blade for one more round? That's fine too. We have a key. Let's go ahead and use it here. I think. There's nothing else around, right? And we didn't get any secret rooms, which we wouldn't find, I don't think, in a short dungeon anyway. So let's go ahead and use the key and get some extra stuff. Oh, hold on a second. Hold on a second. We're at 71. So if I use 5 here, 4 here, that would bring me to... I'm thinking about putting out the light entirely to get extra treasure here, and then using torches here instead. So if I use all my torches right before this room, 100%, we go down to 1. Yeah, we can put the light out and search this.
And now, the darkness holds dominion. Black as death.
Oof, we only get 150 as the extra loot, I think, if we even got extra loot there. No one has Cityomania, thank goodness, so we can just go ahead and get more food.
A fortune, waiting to be spent.
It's more like a feast, waiting to be eaten. We could use that healing too. Nice pack. We could definitely use this. Okay, it's not so bad.
Impressive haul, if you value such things.
Of course I do. It's going to be you who does it, so let's disarm that. So far looking pretty good here. We had a great round of combat against those enemies. Sure, this will be fine. Oh god, this is a terrible group for us to fight. Alright, let's just start by, I guess, flashing daggers. Let's use a battle ballad to start.
A brilliant confluence of skill and purpose.
Definitely stunned this one. So nervous whenever they make attacks. So nervous. I just have nightmares about them critting endlessly. We're gonna Borg of Faith to protect her. The reason why Reynolds here, for this exact reason. Working both of them. Can we kill this one or get... In 2 rounds it'll die. Oh, awesome. It'll die this round. Wonderful.
A death by inches.
Oh, crap. Borg of Faith also only lasts 1 round for guarding, so we're going to have to guard her again. Nice. Very good. Oh, no. She's going to step away, so she no longer has to worry about being marked.
A time to perform beyond one's limits.
Let's... I don't want this one shooting blade or anything of the sort, so we're going to try stunning it. Then I'm going to stun... Oh, actually, we're going to kill this one.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
And then pick to the face. If I want to kill it, yep, to attack it. Then we start working this thing. We have to kill it in 2 rounds, so might as well hit it with as much damage as we can. And oh god! Okay, still looking good, Reynold. Still looking good. That was lucky that you got to go next, Nabil.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles. A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
We're hurt. We're hurt. We have plenty of extra food, though. Alright, well, let's move on. We're gonna do this fight, whatever dimness we've got when we arrive there. Let's also search this for hopefully more loot. We need more gems. Let's move on, Tim. Ectoplasms in my mod have more hit points in the base game. I think I gave them 3 extra. They also heal themselves when they do damage to the heroes as well.
Inspiration and improvement.
I don't want this thing being able to get others up and fighting us.
Precision and power.
Why don't we bulwark of faith? Just to protect, because I don't think I'll kill both of them. I should have attacked, darn it. Should have used oh, yes, the zealous accusation. Worked out, though. Alright, so let's feel some stress.
A momentary abatement.
Yeah, but that's what I need.
Another one falls.
Nice! Awesome work, team. Oh, right.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Oh, crap. I have to drop something. I don't really want to drop any of this stuff. I normally drop the journal page. It occurs to me I didn't even shift-click it to show you guys what it is, but I'm going to drop it anyway. I want the money. Sorry. Sorry, but I really want the money. We need all the things we can leave
A handsome reward for a task well performed.
We're going to stay in darkness until right before these battles, because that will let me get a chance of better loot from these things, whatever they are. Lots of crates out here today. Well, let's not only collect ourselves, let's collect what's in the box. Actually, we're going to put out the light.
Darkness closes in, haunting the hearts of men.
Okay, nice. Remember that jades and citrine stack to 6 in my mod. So that's it. We don't need the shovel. Let's just drop it. We'll take the journal page. And here's what the journal page says, everyone. I'm not going to read it on screen. You can go ahead and pause and read it if you like. Alright, let's move on. Oh god. Almost to the bad. I don't want to do any battles in the dark. Not pitch black, at least. Especially not dogs in the dark. Okay. Oh. Let's battle to get our accuracy up.
Back to the pit.
Do dogs come from pits? Still a good hit. Nice hit, Gaveston. Wow, we're going before them. That's amazing.
How quickly the tide turns.
At least no rabies, thank God.
triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Okay, this has been very profitable for a short run. We spent more than I needed to, I guess, coming in here, but we didn't know how easy this would be until our arrival. So let's, well, let's do this. We have no torches, so I guess we'll do it in this amount of light. Do I want to lower the light a little bit? I do. Okay, let's start with the battle ballad again. Standard stuff, just like the last time we fought this group. I don't like the 2 area blight, so I want nice. I'm very glad for that. Thank you. You attack the target, I wanted you to attack as well with that. I'm still nervous. That's so much damage.
Masterfully executed.
Yep, keep him from attacking. So we ignore the fact we're marked for a round.
Well struck.
Nice hit. Try to make it so it dies when it goes, which it will. Just on the front one, so we don't have to worry about him hitting us this round. This is fine. I'd rather use that than Rain of Blight.
Confusion. And panic.
Okay. We're going to... Do I want a Dirk Stab? Yes, I do. I want to kill this one before it gets a chance to actually disease us. We'll just heal. This is in the bag. Even if it crits us like 2 or 3 times in a row, we still won this. And we're leaving without any stress. This is fantastic.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
That was awesome. Wow. We didn't miss, which is good. Even against the dogs, we got really lucky, I think, in this mission. And we brought a good team. We had all the damage we needed. We could get away from being marked. We had a guard to help save our grave robber. We took advantage of the fact that we didn't really have... I did the battles in 75... Oh, 75 light or less. Or above. Darn it. Oh, wait. No. We avoided light sensitive, which is why we're doing damage. Well, Tactician helped us out. We did a fantastic job. There's honestly, I don't think anything we could have done worse, and the RNG liked us in this mission. I'm gonna open this as well. Normally, I wouldn't do it because we can get a bad quirk, but we're gonna try it anyway. Which reminds me, we should always lower the light, Tim.
Secrets and wonders can be found in the most tenebrous corners of this place.
In my mod, remember that none of the provisions you picked up are worth anything upon returning to town, so we shouldn't get anything back from this stuff. Let's go ahead and open this up. Oh, why don't we have Gates do it? Nice. This was very profitable. 8 deeds? That's amazing.
Driving out corruption is an endless battle, but one that must be fought.
Okay, let's see what we grabbed. Beast Slayer. Awesome, Novell. Awesome. Oh, that's incredible. Holy crap, Gaveston. You are looking great. I'm dropping Reynold. That's going to happen.
Awash in blood and delusion, he bears the burden of 1,000 lifetimes.
There are some who believe that only a litany of blood and suffering can cleanse sickness in the land. Here is one who will do his part. But do I get to have him? Oh, maybe he's available. I can take him if I want him. Oh, wait, this is the new guy. This is a Flagellant. Okay, holy crap, this gives me a chance to look at his stats and see what I think about them. I can already see he needs to be changed, because this doesn't match what my mod does. His accuracy is way too high. I need to get that down. So I'll probably do that. His Punish and Reign of Sorrows will be lowered, as will Valid below. I'm going to have to lower these two by 10. This one probably by 5 or 10. Yeah, 10. Minus 10 to all of these attack abilities of his. But we can take a look at him when we come back as well. Plus, I'll be able to cover the differences I've just done to him. All right, so that will do it for us. Oh, not quite. Let's take a look and see what happened in town. Mallet retired to a private dice game and unknown whereabouts. He able to recover 55 stress. Dismissed at night at town, recovered 45. Rylan underwent effective disease treatment, curing tetanitis. And we have Blood Scourge, which got us a Flagellant. Okay, everyone, so that'll do it for us. Thank you guys for watching. That was actually incredible. When we come back, we'll do town stuff. I'm probably going to record the next part if I... Oh. No, you know, I can wait. I think originally I was going to record today, but I'll just record some Hand of Fate instead as a second video. All right, well, thank you guys for watching again, and I will see you next one. Take care, everyone. Hey, everyone. Over here in Johannathleigh, figured I'd end the video with this, showing that I'm trying to get the self-buff, Rough Waters, to work. And it's not. The AI it knows to use it. It's smart enough to know that, okay, I've just chosen to use its ability. But then nothing happens when it decides to go ahead and use it. It just sits there, passes its turn, and then something else decides to go. I can't get the game to realize it should be applying an effect to itself. And unfortunately, there's nothing in the AI files or any of the effects files or anything which would allow a creature to that I can use as a baseline to see how something would apply a self buff to itself. There's just nothing here, and it's frustrating. It's very frustrating. So I'm gonna record this a little bit here now. A grouper is supposedly been programmed to not even consider using Rough Waters unless it is at full life at the moment, or 90% to 100% life, so it can only have taken a little bit of damage. Because normally I'd have rushed up here and used solo to damage them all. So, but I don't want to do that, which makes this really awkward. I'm going to take a lot of damage from these things instead. But I'm just going to be reloading the game over and over again, basically using my backup save. I'm save scumming this
Quickens.
so I can test this endlessly. Alright, Fishhook is fine. Decide to use that ability. Stun. Shouldn't use it because he's wounded. Our high dodge isn't mattering a bit to these guys. And Rough Waters. Yep, he wanted to use it and didn't do so. Furthermore, this looks a little bugged because this is still up here and it's not supposed to be. So, and I think it will stay up here. Yeah.
As the fiend falls.
Yeah, so something is really messed up, everyone. I'm trying. If I can't get it to work, though, I've been doing this for 3 hours today. If I can't get it to work another hour, I'm just going to have to drop self-buffs as a thing I'm able to do. I need something to show me how to do it in the game files. Alright, well, figured I'd just show this off so far, everyone. If I get it working, it'll be a little bit after this, but I don't think I'm going to get it working. Anyway, I'm trying. Okay. I got it working last time, but it's kind of cheesy to make it work. I'm gonna test and see if I fixed at least the cheesiness of it. I can make it work as if it's a guard without the actual guarding ability, but then he needs a target on his side to target with. I think I might have fixed it now, where he no longer even needs that. So I had the first successful use of the ability last run. I should be using my antiquarian while I'm down here. Let's see. Let's see if I can see this work. We're going first. Then I think we'll use attack me.
Time to perform beyond one's limits.
That's pretty epic, the amount of stuff I can do before they get to go. Nice! Okay, the effect isn't working. I'm supposed to have the leper swiggle around him, but I got the self buff to work. Wonderful. It took all day so far. It took all flipping day. And one of them used it, and he was wounded. He wasn't supposed to use it. Now, I need to test two things. I need to make sure that the riposte works. And I want to see what happens if I attack both of these. Do they both get a riposte? I'm not sure. So I'm gonna make that. We're gonna check that and see what happens. Of course, if they get to go first, then
A brilliant confluence of skill and purpose.
okay. It crashed. And I know why. I think it crashed. I'll have to test it again. Right. When a creature has a riposte attack, you better damn well be sure you have an animation for it there, or it's not gonna know what to do. And I think I also fixed the effects file for it. Maybe. So it might have a little more animation than just it taking a defensive posture. So we're gonna see if it works. It probably won't have any sound, because it's called, when you name a skill, if it's not named after a skill that's already in the game, it doesn't know how to look it up in the bank files. Sound effects are like one of the last things modders cannot really manipulate at the moment. And lots of people are asking Red Hook to do it, but to be fair, it's a lot of work. So we should be grateful to have what we've got already. It doesn't hurt to ask for such, but oh man, poor Red Hook. Everyone wants to be able to add everything they want into the game whenever they want to do it. Okay. So I'm here just to test Rough Waters. That's what we're testing. Let's see. Okay, so he didn't add the right effect there. He shouldn't be using it because he's wounded, so the AI's not set correctly. Let's see what happens let's see if the animation works. Nice! Awesome! It's working! Okay, so he doesn't have the cool special effects, though, that are supposed to go with it. He's supposed to have the same... when he uses Rough Waters, there's a different animation that's supposed to happen, but he's obviously not using it. Good God. So we might die, but I need to see if they all get a chance to attack. I need to see what happens, or if the game busted because of an AoE. Woo! Woo! That is terrifying. That is terrifying.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Thank goodness his dodge is really super high.